The Eden Ultimate World First Raid has come to a close. We have a winner. But of course, as is tradition now, apparently, we have controversy. Let's talk about it. All right, what's up, everyone? I'm Eagle Falcon, variety streamer, and I'll do a lot of FF14 stuff. I want to talk about the World First race. I watched this race pretty much from the get-go, and it was interesting, to say the least. Watching everything kind of unfold, seeing how mechanics didn't seem that hard until we got to phase 4, which might as well have been a freaking country-thick concrete wall. Wow. What a race. What a fight. At the time of recording, there are 5 teams that have finished. Grind, Kindred, Lucrezia, DN, and Echo. You'll notice there's only 4 of those teams here. That is because Grind is our topic of controversy. Grind went ahead and posted their win. They won way before everyone else by a matter of hours. And the thing is that the World First race, you have a lot of teams that stream what they're doing. You also have teams that compete that don't stream, that don't give anything, some of which don't even ever say a word until they finish. And a lot of the time, what you end up having is, and this has happened pretty much, I want to say like every single World First race for F14 I've watched, period, where in fact, the actual winner of the race is someone that was never shown at all and just comes at the last minute. And I'm not going to lie, from a spectator's point of view, it sucks. It absolutely sucks because you finally get invested. You don't know anything about these teams, right? I have no idea who Kindred, Lucrezia, or Echo was. There's another team that I can't remember now that was like way up there that was a lead contender, and they just very slowly just fell out. It was a huge thing, right? It was, you knew nothing about these teams. You learn a little bit about who's in it and their little stream layouts, and you're just like, oh man, I'm rooting for the one with the cow macro because cows and all that sort of stuff. It's all, from a spectator's point of view, it's a lot of fun, and I enjoyed the heck out of it. And I think people who don't even know anything about FF14 could, in fact, enjoy the heck out of it with a little bit of basic understanding of what they're viewing. But then all of a sudden, here's like, hey, by the way, all those people you were just talking about, yeah, some dude named Grind won out of nowhere. All the teams you were rooting for and rooting against, this other team from nowhere came and won. LOL. It'd be like watching a horse race and rooting for that brown pony as opposed to the gray pony, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the announcer says, and a pigeon won. What? It's not great from a entertainment point of view. And this was made far, far, far worse because, of course, they go ahead and post their picture. They give their thanks, all that sort of jazz, and they give the message that is Google translated to managed to clear it. Thank you to all the members and supporters. Very, very emotional moment. But here's the problem. Last time we had this during the Omega Protocol, there was betrayal within that static. That static then decided they were going to go ahead and expose some things that are going behind the scenes. Because one thing that's very common in these sort of contests, these sort of races, is what you do for discovery is, in fact, well, you have the 8 people that are actually in the raid going ahead and showing what they are doing, right? They go ahead and you have the 8 people that are in there, but then in Discord they stream what they have with like 2, 3, 4 people showing what they're showing to what we refer to as a 9th man. Some other people, most in the esports community, refer to this as a coach. In 14, refer to the 9th man. Don't worry, it makes sense for real. I swear. Now, what happened in top is that the people who were streaming their footage to their ninth men, who apparently actually were like, God, 3, 4, 5 people, something like that, is that they went ahead and had a modded view. Now in FF14, it is incredibly frowned upon to use mods to the point where it is a bannable offense in game. So when you go ahead and your game looks like this, it's heavily frowned upon. I want to reiterate though, this is not my footage. This is Xenosys Vex's footage. He was reviewing what cheating actually looks like. This is actually not what the top people did. I couldn't find any videos of what the top people did on short notice, but they went ahead and had it zoomed out this far. Whereas normally in the field, it would not look anything close to that. I wanted to actually see if I could just quickly get in there and show, but no, we want to actually keep this short. So what ended up happening? Well, when they went ahead and showed their pictures, people noticed this. You see that little red dot? There's an add-on out there. I don't know the name of it, but the name Pixel Perfect keeps being thrown around on Twitter. So I'm going to assume that's the name of the mod. And all this thing does is that puts a red dot in the middle of your target circle at all times. Because you see, FF14 is a funny little game. And your hitbox is not actually your character. It is not even the circle under your character. It is a tiny little pixel in the very middle of your character. This knowledge alone can actually be used to make you a better player. I actually argue that knowledge I just told you is actually more beneficial than the add-on. Because even though you at all times know exactly where your hitbox is, you know what you don't know? You don't know if that AoE you're trying to avoid is actually wider than the indicator, because that happens. You also don't know when the AoE actually goes off in snapshots, because this game is a mix of glitchy like that, messy like that, and silly like that. Because sometimes those snapshots are annoyingly set poorly, and other times they're set annoyingly on purpose. I'm looking at you, Athena. So the knowledge of your center pixel isn't as helpful as you'd think, just because of all these timing issues. All right, but a couple of people have confirmed that when you're in a cutscene, that middle pixel just seems to go off into the middle of nowhere. And so, of course, the community went wild with such memes as the self-reporting technique read, or the targeting reticle from this sniper. And of course, I mean, it's just a classic right there, pointing at the dot. The memes just write themselves. Banned pixel detected. Competent disqualified. What ended up happening is very simple. One of the main reasons why I have to show you screenshots of that stuff, and thank God that my co-static friends did, thankfully, as we were talking about it in real time as it was developing, they all gathered a whole bunch of screenshots, and we actually have the whole thing documented as to when exactly all this went down. And yeah, sure enough, they deleted everything. It's all gone. All of it is gone. The community blew up over a pixel. And when push comes to shove, I'll be blatantly honest, it really doesn't matter. Like I said, knowing that your middle pixel is your hitbox, just that knowledge alone is far more valuable than actually having it be displayed at all times. But it is an add-on. Add-ons, by FF14's rules, is grounds for being suspended or potentially banned outright. You can't do it. Of all the cheating scandals we've had in Savage, this is the lamest one. I'm not gonna lie. And I fully acknowledge that, you know, I guarantee you, I can't guarantee, but most likely these 4 that did complete on stream, Kindred, Lucrezia, DN, and Echo, I can almost guarantee you they had third-party tools. At the very least, they had ACT monitoring damage, seeing what was required, having people behind the scenes crunch the numbers, see what had to be done, because this level of play is what is expected in World First Racing. We don't have to like it, but it's what expected. It's pretty much what is expected at this level of gameplay. When you are actually in the true hardcore tier of players, the people who want to go ahead and clear this content as soon as possible, before things are solved, before strats come out, who want to be the trailblazers, it is pretty much almost expected of you to be running ACT, to be monitoring your damage, to be gathering every piece of information. Did you know the damage down in here is 90%? Without ACT, they most likely would have never noticed, other than realizing, wow, that damage down hits pretty dang hard. They would never notice 90%. You're far better off dying and being rezzed. We would have never known without ACT. Not to say that I haven't even stepped into FRU. I don't even have my M4S clear yet. I guarantee you that's at least used. Is anything else used? Am I saying that anything egregious like a camera mod to zoom out super far and having coaches and ninthmen behind the scenes monitoring things was being done by these other ones? I don't know. Would I be surprised if it happened? No. Do I think it should be done? No. Is it going to be done? Yes. That's just the nature of the beast. I don't like it. You don't like it. But it is what it is. There's a reason why Square has washed their hands of this. Because, yeah, Square crucified the guys who, what was it, Unnamed? I think it was Unnamed. They crucified Unnamed. Those guys are not playing the game anymore. I almost guarantee it. They had their weapons stripped. They had their titles stripped. There's a not a MOG station, a lodestone post about them, about what they did. It hasn't happened yet. So if it has happened, and my next statement is considered stupid, then so be it. But Square has said before that they have no intentions from here on out of ever acknowledging world first winners. I'm pretty sure they didn't do it for Arcadian. I don't expect them to do it for FRU. I'm willing to bet they did watch. They probably enjoyed the show. But in the end, it is what it is. For now, the whole thing about World First Racing, Square washed their hands of it. It is all up to Frosty Mog and Mog Talk from here on out as to what is done about the World First Race. What level of verification is needed to authenticate a race. Because right now, I say Grind actually is the world first winner just because the cheating we know they did do is very, very minor and doesn't help all that much. But here's the other thing. I don't have a VOD to look at. I don't have logs to look at. I have nothing but a screenshot of a tweet. And that I can verify by comparing those screenshots to the actual wins that, yep, that matches. How do I know that the screenshot wasn't created using third-party tools and is made as a fake? I don't. In the end, this whole thing's a mess. I expect we'll hear from Frosty and Mog Talk down the road as to what they're going to do moving forward. They already said that they would only be giving prizes out to the winners if they were streamed first. So off stream first doesn't mean a whole lot. It's just kind of weird that, you know, we've had this exact same situation now happen twice in a row. I'm sure it's probably come up more in the past, but holy smokes, it's just becoming more and more blatant. But that's all I have for you today. I do encourage you, if you enjoyed it, give this video a like, please subscribe, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye. I'll be talking more about this if more news comes up.